Welcome back, everybody, for some more Edward Longshanks from Lords of the West DLC. We're almost done with our first campaign. This one has 5 scenarios, I know. I don't know anything about the content of any of the scenarios, I just know that this one has 5, Burgundy has 6, and then the Villes have 5 as well. Anyway, next we are to Toom Tabard. Something about Scotland.
I fear that I am deceiving myself in studying only my father's achievements in war. As king, I must be both a warrior and a statesman, just as he was. Drawing inspiration from the legendary stories of King Arthur, Edward grew from a deceitful and duplicitous youth into a pious and chivalrous ruler respected throughout Christendom. My father implemented economic, administrative, and legal reforms that strengthened and stabilized his kingdom. His borrowing of Byzantine concepts led him to be known as the English Justinian. Yet to Edward, this was just another part of ruling effectively, and everything that he did furthered his fierce desire to rule over all of Britain. When Alexander III of Scotland died without a male heir, that ambition suddenly seemed within reach.
We are without the lead.
Strove to marry
The dead
Alexander's
king of
young
Scotland has no
granddaughter,
heir.
Margaret, to me, the heir apparent to England. When she died unexpectedly just a year later, Edward instead installed John Balliol as king in Scotland. The proud Scots would not suffer themselves to be ruled by an English puppet, whose master sought to conscript them into war with France. Instead, they allied themselves with the French and rose in open rebellion. Edward's fury was unbridled. If Balliol could not hold his subjects in line, my father would seize Scotland by force.
Oh boy, it's what everyone's been waiting for. Alrighty. Capture Berwick by defeating its garrison. King Edward is restricted to a pop limit of 175, kind of weird one, and still cannot build cannon galleons. Being deep in enemy territory and on rugged terrain, the English cannot construct stone walls either. The walls of Berwick are formidable. You will need a formidable force. The walls of Berwick are formidable. You will need a formidable... That's too much formidable! Have Ornlu do editing on all of your stuff. F.E. Be shrewd and prudent, yet decisive. Be shrewd and prudent, comma, yet decisive. Again, have me do the editing, guys. I'll do it for free. A swift capture of Berwick will make things easier in the long run, but overextending yourself while failing to do so will see you crushed by the Scottish army. Alright. There's only one bridge on the River Forth. See that you control it. The Stone of Scone is a symbol of Scottish royalty. Capturing it would deal a great blow to enemy morale. Yeah, that's from William Wallace. King Edward has arrived in Scotland and has erected a camp in the south. The prosperous city of Berwick lies to the east. Its hardy garrison consists of crossbow swordsmen and scorps. The powerful Scottish army camps beyond the Firth of Forth to the north and northwest. Its proud force of cavalry, pikemen, and siege engines pose a threat to any invader, and the Monastery of Scone lies to the north and defended by a petty token force.
Take two and set this siege swiftly.
Ready.
I want Berwick taken before word of our advance crosses the Firth and brings an army of frenzied rebels.
Wait.
Grayton.
Oh, I can build town centers. I just didn't start with one.
Alden.
But that is okay. So we do have quite a big pop limit. I guess quite a high pop limit. So everyone else is Celts, naturally.
King Edward, there is no need for English troops on Scottish air. Please, strike your tents and allow me to bring my rebellious subjects back into line.
That oath-breaking weasel Balliol is just itching to betray me. Send scouts to the River Forth and keep watch for dust and banners.
So it camps beyond the Firth of Forth. Oh, light cab, I guess. Clearly someone needs to repair that bridge. Anyway, we do have plenty of resources. Definitely need to get our stuff up and running, and it seems like we have a lot of space. I mean, the Scots are naturally going to be to the north.
Yay.
You can gather from these shorefish. Oh, we actually have a dock. Just realized.
Yay. Bulden.
Just gonna get a market, buy some stone for another town center, because we're probably gonna want like 4 or 5. Because we're boomers.
Ready. Mandatum.
So Berwick's in Castle Age. Oh, come on, man. Why does the AI always gotta lame ya?
Yay. Yes.
What? Jerk? First you lame me, and then you try and kill me with one two-handed swordsman?
Yay.
Okay.
Grayton.
Grayton?
Bulden.
And wait, lots and lots of sheep. I mean, we are in Scotland after all. Yeah, lots of resources here. We don't really want to build too many ships of the fishing variety. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's go for 5 town centers. Yeah, I think just the 2 fishing ships is going to be sufficient.
Yay. Gatherer. Ready.
Fisk.
Yay. Correct, gatherer. Mandatum.
Mandatum.
Grayton. Mandatum. Bulden. Bulden. Yay. Yes. Bulden.
I suppose that we should get houses. Anyway, we are somewhat dangerously close to the front lines.
Ready. Bulden.
It's a little concerning. Let's see what else is going on here, because it feels like, okay, the Scottish army's here, Scone is in the north of the map, Berwick's over here. So, like, what's all of this, other than just empty wasteland?
Mandatum. Yay. Bulden. Bulden. Grayton. Bulden.
Grayton. Yay.
Okay. Wait, what? Lots of TCs. Back in the day in Age of Conquerors, Britons were usually I think they were just the best civ if you were doing a fastest 200 villagers challenge, which were a thing. Like, how quickly could someone get up to 200 bills? And Britons were the best civ at that because they had such cheap town centers and still have them.
Yay. Bulden. Grayton.
But I mean, we have a good long while before the Scots attack us. I don't know if the Berwick garrison's actually going to be super aggro. I mean, they had the one two-handed swordsman, but that wasn't really that much. In fact, it was exactly one two-handed swordsman.
Mandatum. Bulden. Bulden.
Lots of resources for us.
Grayton. Bulden.
Yay. Gatherer.
Gatherer.
Bolden. Bolden.
I mean, this just seems like empty country. Again, we're just kind of just playing some farm simulator.
Mandatum equivalent ready.
175 pop limit, so pretty darn good.
Yay.
Greeting.
Mandatum.
Ready.
Oops,
Mandatum.
there we go.
Correct. Hunter.
Yay.
Yay. Equivalent. Hunter. Greeting. Yay.
Kind of don't want to expand too far that way. So that's just
Ready.
towards the front
Correct.
lines.
Ready. Golden.
Actually have you guys go that way so we can start mining a little bit more gold.
Bulden. Bulden. Bulden.
But much like the last scenario, we're going to work towards our army of longbowmen, trebs, rams.
Yay. Greater. Yes. Yay. Bulden.
Don't know what you villagers are doing. Because we are against Celts, we might want to invest into something that does melee damage to deal with their rams. Because in, like, Britons versus Celts is obviously, like, it's a classic matchup in part because of, you know, William Wallace and Edward Longshanks and the subject of this campaign. But it's also an actual interesting matchup in, you know, the competitive sense. Why did I build a barracks?
Bulden. Bulden.
What was I doing? What am I doing with my life?
Mandatum.
Mandatum.
Wait, what's everyone's status? Yeah, Berwick itself is probably just like the civilian buildings. Is allied everyone else's enemy.
Ready. Bulden. Bulden.
So how many vills do I want for a 175 pop limit? So if I have around 80 to 90,
Yay.
closer to 90 for 150, I probably want
Yay. Greater. Yay. Yes.
a little under like 90 to 95 or something like that.
D.
This is probably good. I have 50 on food right now. Like, there are so many resources around here. Also, click up to Imperial Age very shortly.
Yay. Chopper. Bulden.
See what's going on over this way.
Mandatum. Bulden.
Just making sure we have all of our eco upgrades. I'm not sure if it's going to be worth it to invest in a navy. But, I mean, this has been quite peaceful so far. Do you need another building? Another Bolden?
Yay. Yes. Ready.
Yay, yours.
Let's have you guys start chopping wood.
Mandatum. Yay. Greaton. Gatherer. Mandatum. Equilin. Hunter.
Okay, let's click up.
Greaton. Yay.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because this it feels like so little of this map is actually used. I'll rip those guys. Rip that singular guy.
Ready.
D. Ready. Gatherer. D. Mandatum.
Now they attack us.
Yay. Chopper. Ready. Greaton. Storer.
I mean, they do have good upgrades. I did spend almost 17 minutes building nothing but villagers. And 2 fishing ships.
I am wounded.
Oh yeah, rip. There goes Edward again.
Stand firm and fight on valiantly in my stead.
Oh hey, longbowmen! Get to work! Well, let's keep making vills then, because we're gonna be losing some.
Ready. Yes.
that's why we have 5 TCs.
Grayton,
Yay. Chopper.
yay.
Greeting. Pitch. Mandatum. Ready. Willem. Bolden.
Do I even... I don't really want to attack through that way.
Yus.
Kind of wanted to attack from this way.
Bolden. Bolden. Bolden.
Ready. Grayton,
Yay.
Mandatum, yay.
Now, I am going to want to make sure... And we'll even send these villagers to the closest stone mine to over that way.
Bulden, Mandatum,
I want to make sure that I have a
Bulden,
castle up there.
Bulden.
And at least the ability to make stuff.
Ready.
For when the Scottish army comes.
Yay. Bulden,
Mandatum. Bolden.
Mandatum, Grayton.
Don't you guys just
yay.
love how unconcerned I am with a huge-ass attack?
Bulden, Bulden.
That's not like, you saying how awesome I am, by the way. It's just me, man.
Ready.
Focused way more on, booming. Because as a content creator on Twitch.tv and YouTube.com, I try to provide the most entertaining content possible.
Mandatum. D.
Maybe a few more vills over there, a few more vills over there. Wait, what? Why is the gather point all the way over? Whatever.
Greeting.
I ask this of you one more time, Edward. Depart Berwick and leave this matter to me.
Nope. Do what I want.
Ready.
Also, if you were really, wanting to do something, why aren't you doing something? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yay, yay. Yes. Correctus. Bulden, 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 Bulden.
Let's actually prep some stables this time.
Ready. Grayton, Equilin, Chopper.
Gives us a little bit of mobility.
Astora.
Oh yeah, human. Also gonna want to get hoardings. And that guy.
Greeting. Pitch.
Alright, let's get a castle up over here.
Bolden.
I think I want one right there. There we go.
Mandatum, Chopper. Bulden,
Ready.
Grayton, Chopper. Yay. Chopper.
Chopper.
Mandatum.
Mandatum. Yay.
Okay, that's looking fine.
Yus. Bolden. Ready. Greeting. Yay.
Oh hey, some sheep. Where'd you come from?
Yay. Ready. Bulden.
Yay, yay. Ready. Equilin.
Alrighty, let the siege begin. And we cannot build stone walls. I wonder if it's worth it maybe to make some towers, but I feel like castles are just gonna be better, right?
Yay. Ready. Yes.
Get that.
Yay. Willem.
Stone, 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 stone. Where is some stone?
Bolden.
Wait, how did you guys get over there?
I care not for boiling oil, nor for barbed bolts. Steady on, and press the assault.
Make it so, number one. I mean, honestly, it doesn't feel like my eco's all that great.
Bulden.
And with the light cab, I can at least, Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Well, I guess you can just start sieging up some buildings now. Bateau!
Mandatum.
Get that. Gold is out.
Bolden.
There's like
Cretan.
nigh unlimited gold here. I mean, our overall population is none too impressive. But the important thing is, we are keeping on, keeping on. Kind of weird that they don't have champions at this point. We're 28 minutes into the scenario game time. We're a little panicked. Not panicked, but apprehensive? Add one last round of light cav in this way. Oh, this is a friendly. I was trying to click the siege workshop earlier with my trebs, and now with my rams. Like, why can't I attack it? Oh, it's friendly. That explains it. Oh, all those buildings are friendly. Green and gray, not a great combo for colorblind people. Well, people with my specific version of colorblindness. Okay, the town center is enemy. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have added some siege workshops here and probably gotten, like, the onagers, because they literally have to cross one bridge. That would have been the smart thing to do. Oh, I forgot about the Stone of Scone. The rock named after a pastry. You'd think that it would just be like the civilian buildings that are friendly.
Leave me no option but to raise Scotland against you. We Albanic shall take back what is ours.
Bulden.
Well, that's not especially impressive. Murder holes. Let's get some onagers, because the onagers here.
Wretch! I shall force him to his knees and strip the sigil from his coat.
They don't really seem to have a. Oh, I forgot about this over here. Maybe I did need to go over that way. Well, murder holes will come in any moment now.
Correct. Yay. Copy. Yay. Bolden.
Ready.
Ready.
Get another castle up over here. But green seems fairly dead.
Yay. Bulden.
Cretan. Bolden.
That, and that replenished. That replenished ages ago. But yeah, these onagers will be useful at holding. Yeah, I mean, they're still just spamming units. Kind of weird, they only had one castle. And just some towers. Let's honestly get Cavalier. Just gotta snipe those production buildings.
Mandatum.
Greeting.
Get that. They're not coming. So we're gonna go ourselves, because we've got plenty of units. They attacked us initially and then have been sending like one hussar. Not too impressed. Oh yeah, the Stone of Scone. I know I've forgotten and then remembered about it several times now. But, I mean, it's to the north anyway, and it's probably inaccessible.
Crown their kings on an old stone in Scone Monastery. Were we to seize it, that fool Bailey would lose all legitimacy before his banner.
Oh! Why is it right now that they have to frickin' come? I won't say anything else. Ooh.
Put the garrison to the sword and sack the town without mercy.
Oh, I guess that's why they had a bunch of military buildings, so that we could have them. But we don't really need them.
Ready. Mandatum. Correct. Ditch.
Considering it's not a very good... I don't think we can actually attack... Yeah, this is all cliffed off, so we can't even use it to attack the Scottish army. Sure, why not? Okay. Bring in some Cavalier. Didn't I have some bills over here at some point?
Yay. Mandatum. Yay.
So why do I feel like this is replacing one infinite spam Imperial Age Celt enemy with another infinite unit spam Imperial Age Celt enemy? Ah, there's the Scone. Next to its good friend Crumpet. Okay, so that's where the Scottish Army camp thingy is. But I want to see what's... I want to see what the Baker has to offer. Okay, gotta cross another little bridge here.
Grayton.
Villagers for a monastery. As well as a castle, I guess.
Quillen. Yes. Yay. Bulden.
Sleep some units here. Please don't kill my villagers.
Bulden.
Batal! In retrospect, I probably should have brought more than 2 villagers, but you know, hindsight's 20/20. These guys are post-imp, kind of. They do have a bunch of monks. Good thing I'm sending a unit that's very good against monks and not at all vulnerable to them. Again, I'm very good at this game, guys. Castle's getting there eventually. Eventually. Like, literally this is even a third infinite unit spam Imperial Age Celtic enemy. Did I ever send my army? I literally never sent my army. I'm so good at this game, guys. I'm like, man, I know it's across the map, but this army is taking forever. Oh. Really don't need all you guys. Little monk healing circle. I want my scone! Okay, just keep pushing forward here, I suppose. I wonder what the scone gives ya. Build a monastery that's even closer. Build another castle. Oh, there it is. The Stone of Scone. And bring you over here. The heist! I really hope it doesn't just, like, win the game. Because that would be kind of boring. But I don't know what else it would give you, because...
Pierce the hide of the wyvern now. Push forth dauntlessly and set fire to the
Oh.
The Stone of Scone is lost.
Throne Thief, achievement unlocked. Okay, so it just gives you like a bajillion gold to super win the scenario. So other than that, the one city had walls, and this one doesn't. They both had towers. I feel like there is very little that differentiates the Scottish army from the Berwick garrison. It just feels like I'm doing the same exact thing again, you know? The deleting stuff? Or maybe they have more stuff over here? There was a bunch of halbs running this way. Oh, they do. I wonder if the last scenario, because obviously we're facing William Wallace in the last scenario. Like, we knew that going into it. I wonder if it's the Battle of Falkirk again, but this time history actually plays out because, in case you didn't know, the English won at Falkirk, the last scenario in William Wallace. In fact, it's, I believe, where William was captured and then subsequently drawn and quartered. Something freedom. So it's just cleaning up a few main buildings. Okay, there we go.
I am ruined and my forces crushed. I place myself within your power, King Edward.
That seems like a bad idea. That seems like a really bad idea with this particular king. But that might just be me. Maybe he'll be merciful.
Father was unspeakably cruel to the Scots. In retribution for an attack on Carlisle, he seized and sacked the wealthy town of Berwick, slaughtering some 20,000 inhabitants. Balliol, the puppet that Edward had installed as king in Scotland, proved himself a traitor. He marched the Scottish army south against the English, but it was viciously drubbed at the Battle of Dunbar. Begging for mercy, Balliol capitulated to Edward, who scornfully stripped him of his coat of arms. This disgrace earned him the moniker Toom Tabard, empty coat. As a final humiliation, Edward seized the coronation stone from the monastery in Scone and placed it in a chair in Westminster Abbey. That hallowed Stone of Scone, a symbol of Scottish royalty, shall now sanctify the destiny of an undying line of English kings.
Alrighty, that's a pretty sick KD. Yeah. A little disappointing, to be honest. There really wasn't much to the scenario, and it felt really similar to the last scenario. It's just like, okay, defeat the Imperial Age Celt army in this city. Well, like, first you get, like, all the time in the world to boom. Then you go defeat the army, and then it's like, oh, okay, then the Scottish army attacks from this side, but then they don't even attack with all that much. But I guess it is supposed to be the easy campaign, but then there's, like, all of this space where it's like, what's going on here? But this is just me talking critically. Like, critiquing, I guess. It's not like it wasn't fun, and it's not like I don't love to boom. Anyway, that will be Toom Tabard, guys, which I guess now means empty coat or whatever that was. And next up, and lastly, we're going to be having the showdown against Wallace, the Hammer of the Scots. See you guys next time.